Hi everybody, today we're going to see how I draw Jaeger. So first let's start out with a quick sketch to make sure I'm going to get everything where I want it to be. Plus I got to try to figure out a pose for him too. I want to do something kind of strong, kind of look at me, I'm a big strong man. That's what he is, right? The big strong caveman, Neanderthal. Let's see. And he's got pointy things there, big old helmet there, and his horns. Let's see. Gotta make sure I don't go too big here because I'm gonna fall off the screen, right? That's just about high enough. Okay. And then there's another braid there. He's got his long hair braids. Gonna have to do those eyes with a finer detail Sharpie because it's so tiny. Well, he's got a lot of tiny detail to him, which is pretty cool, but hard when we got to draw this stuff. So I got to try to get in here, do it fast enough so we have time to draw all this. And we still pay attention to the detail because he's got quite a few little really cool details we want to make sure we get. Let's see, and then it's going across like this, and then there's a lot of detail in this one. Hopefully we're not going to miss anything, but if we do, that's okay, because this is how we draw, right? This is how I draw. You're going to draw yours how you draw, and we're going to be super happy. Let's see, he's got a lot of bones. Draw that one there. Do that like that. His little skirt or pelt, I guess is what it is. Because it is, caveman, Neanderthal. He killed for his clothes, so to speak. Back then, maybe you think killing is wrong. Maybe you are vegetarian and you don't think we should kill any animals, and I hear you. But back then, that's how they survived. And they had to kill to survive, right? And it's a horrible word to say. They had to do what they had to do to survive. That's the best way to look at it. Now you have a choice. Back then you had to keep things from trying to eat you. Okay, I think I've got enough of a sketch for myself. I know you can't quite see this, but as I'm sketching along, you're gonna see what I did. So I'm gonna switch over to a Sharpie here in a second, and you'll be able to see what I did much better. Okay, and I think I've got enough of a sketch that I can get started with my Sharpies here. So I'm going to go ahead and work with the finer Sharpie here. Then I'll come back to the fatter Sharpie, which is called the fine point Sharpie. But this one's what I'm going to need for a lot of this detail. So first I'm going to draw the parts of his eyes from his helmet. Then I can go in and do the fine little eyes that he has inside there. So let's draw a little shape that's not quite an oval, but it's going to be like a line, like this, like that, like that. And then we'll draw another one down connecting it like that. And that's pretty much a shape. We'll do the same thing here, go across, up, and then connect it. And then I can draw his eyes in here, right? So I'm going to draw an eyebrow like that, or the top of his eye like that. Do the bottom of his eye, pupils. And that'll be good enough for what we're doing in there. He's got eyebrows and stuff, but sometimes it's covered up. So I tell you what, We'll draw a little bit like that. Of course, it's going up into the top of the helmet that you can't see, but at least we drew a little something, right? So it's not eyebrowless. I'm going to thicken them up just a little bit. Okay, let's draw the rest of his helmet here, and I tell you what, let's do his face in the mouth, and that way we can draw the rest of it with the big fat Sharpie. So I'm going to draw the point coming down from the top like this. And then the other one I'm going to do the same thing. I know where I'm going to stop because that's what my sketch was for. It kind of told me where to start and where to stop. And then I'm going to come down like this, not all the way, just like small little points up in here like this. And I'm doing both sides, so I make sure I do it all together. And I'm going to draw this one out, and then bring it in just a little bit because it kind of goes underneath just a little bit, but just to a point. So I'm going to kind of come in like that, and then we're going to come back out. Go up, and then the outside of his helmet. But he also has, like, it's almost like a skull looking thing. So we're going to go ahead and draw the bottom part from about in the middle right there. We're going to go up and like that, up and like that, because that's where his horn's going to be. Then I'm going to draw the outer edge like that. And so now that I know where that point is, I'll go ahead and connect it like that. Same thing. Connect it like that. This one is down. And I can do his mouth now. So we're just going to do like a big old tough guy frowny face like that. We'll give him a little bit of a bottom lip by drawing the middle, and boop, and boop. And that'll be good enough for his lips. So let's draw his chin. Like that. And I may come back and thicken that up with a thick Sharpie, but I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and do it now. I'm going to thicken that up just to make it stand out a little bit, like that, with the fatter Sharpie. And now I'm going to go ahead and draw the rest of his details. So he has horns here, which is kind of like that. And then there's one on top, which is like going across and down, and then drawing that top horn, because it kind of goes up and over, but you can't see because of the angle that it's at. This one has a line around it, but we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to keep going. So let's draw the top of his brow, where his horns are. And I'm going to go ahead and close off his head like this on this side. This one is where the horn's going to be because of the angle. So we're going to come in like this, draw a loop, and do that. So we'll do the same thing over here, but because it's back behind the helmet, you can't quite see it, right? So I'm going to draw the top of his head there. Now I'll close off his helmet, and let's draw his horn. So he has two that kind of go, oh, let's close this out real fast so I can do the horns. Just like that, we had to draw the other side. So they're kind of like antlers, but they're not. They're like wood. Well, I don't know. Let's just draw. So it's going to go like this, and we'll go ahead and do the other side too, but a little bit smaller like that. And then this one's going to come down like this. And it's just because of the angle that he's at. That's why it's a little bit different. And so this one, I'm going to go up to here and turn it up. Let's do the same thing here. We're going to go up to here, turn it up. And this one has two branches that come off of it, like antlers. So we're going to go up here, go up like that. So we're not going near that one. Bring it down a little, and then start halfway through and connect it like that. So we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to go up, and this one let's put in front. So we're going to come down and do like that, connect it that way. And that'll be good for his horn. Let's go ahead and keep going with the rest of them. So I know his braid is going to be out in front here, so I'm going to I'm just going to draw the outline, then we'll come back in and do the actual braid, and I'll show you how to do that. It's kind of over under, kind of like your laces. So we're going to go like this, and this one's going to go in like that, and then we're going to do the next one, which is going to be I'm trying to think of the easiest way to show you how to do this. I guess we'll go ahead and just draw a line like that, and that'll help you to understand where this is going to be. So the next one's going to come down like this, and then you know what, that's the edge there, so we don't have to do any more of that. So let's bring this one down, and that'll be our braid like that. And it's closed off by a little edge that holds it, and there's the edge of that braid. I want this a little thicker like that to stand out more, so I'm going to go ahead and follow these edges just to make it stand out just a little bit more like the rest of that. Okay, so this head, this wolf head, or I guess polar bear head, is going to stand out at the front too, so let's draw that. Let's for my sketch, I know that the ear is going to start right about there. I'm going to come down to there, then I'm going to follow the head up and down like this, and that's the nose. And I'm going to not worry about those details. I'm going to come back and do it later. Let's just finish out the big bulk of it. Do some little whippies like that, and do a few more just to show where his fur is. And again, I'll come back with the detail later. And I'll draw the top of his mouth going up to connect to that. And again, I'm not going to worry about those details. Well, let's do the teeth, because those are going to stand out. There's the front of the teeth. That'll let me do the bottom of the jaw like this, and do like that. And now I'll take care of the bottom of that jaw. And I'll do those details with the finer point Sharpie in a minute. And now we're going to do his other braid coming down like that. And it goes behind that, so we're not too worried about seeing the rest of it. Let's draw his pelt, which is going to be right here, and that's going to give me that edge, and I'll be able to start work on that arm. So this has a bunch of little whippies like this, and there's an edge on it, so we're just going to follow it back up like that. And he has straps holding a circular thing right there that we're going to come back and do later. Right now we're going to draw the rest of his body. So I know how my arm's going to be, so I'm going to go ahead and draw that in, because I'm going to have him kind of strong pose, right? And let's draw the other part of his pelt on the other shoulder. Again, more whippies like that. And that'll cover up his shoulder. And again, I'll add some detail in a second. And let's draw the rest of this arm. So he's got bracelets, or forearm cufflets, I guess is what you would call it there. Now, have him holding his arm up like he's strong in a pose like that. Oops. I just hit my whole camera. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more to make sure. Okay, perfect. Sorry about that. So let's draw it here. And again, we're going to do the same thing with the little puffies. And we're just going to draw like that. And that kind of helps us hide a few things too. So we don't have to draw a lot of anatomy. See, I don't have to draw the rest of his arm. It's implied that it's right there, right? So now I'm going to draw the rest of his arm coming down like this. Draw some more puffies. And I can draw his hand. So I'm going to draw the back of his hand like this is what I'm going to draw, because he's holding it up all strong. So I'm going to go up and out and down. And his thumb is going to be right here. So let's draw the inside of his hand. Got little points like that. And I'm going to draw his fingers. So he's going to go up like that. There you go. And I'm just going to draw his thumb like that. Connect that hand right there. Perfect. So he does have muscles here, so we're just going to kind of draw a line like that, and that'll imply that he's got that muscle there. So let's draw the rest of his body. And he has a belt going across, so I'm going to do this. And I did it bumpy like that for a reason. I'm going to reconnect it. All right. Same thing, I'm going to do it on this side too. Okay, so now I can draw his belt which is like a circle, like that. And he's got the same thing in here, but this is a different kind of rock. So the reason I did this was to draw the little bones that are in his belt, or teeth is what it looks like big saber teeth. Which is why I thought that was a saber-toothed tiger. But maybe it's a polar bear, maybe it's a saber-toothed tiger, I don't know. And let's draw the rest of his stuff. He's got more coming out like this. And he's got another one. I'm going to float it like this. And let's go ahead and draw the back of his back right there to his arm. Go ahead and connect that where it's not connected. Same thing, we're going to float that out like that. So now I'm going to connect all that just like I did here. I floated them, and now I'm going to connect them. Like that. Because that is behind it. Okay, so that'll take care of that. So now let's draw his, let's go ahead and draw his other arm here. So I'm going to give him a rest of his bicep into his forearm. Like that, into his forearm. And he's got a, like a bone, another skull right there. So I'm going to draw a floating piece like this, but because of my sketch I know why it's floating. I'm going to draw the eyelet of the skull behind it, and same thing, I'm going to draw like this, and that'll give me the edge of the bones there. The little character that's like that. And so now I know where I can draw everything else. So I'm going to give him his little puffies here for that part of the arm. Draw it inside there. And then draw some little puffies right there for that part. And draw his other fist. And this one, you know how we do this. We come down, up, make a T, come out, and there's his fist. Pretty easy. So let's draw the rest of his legs and finish this up here. So he's got his arms that come down like that. Then I'm going to draw his puffy, and it splits a little like this. And then we're going to come back and draw some more stuff there. So I'm going to come up like that, connect that, and then we're going to draw his puffies is what I keep calling them, but it's the fur of his material is basically what it is. And so I'm going to draw the other one down like this, bring that down, connect it, draw those puffies like that, and let's finish up his legs. So this leg, since we know where it's going to be, is going to come in, draw the knee like that, draw the back of the leg, and that cuts off because that's where his boot is, so we'll draw that right there. Draw some more puffies, just to give it some style. And his boots are pretty easy. We're just going to come down like that, follow it, do this. Oh, and I like to do them at the same time, so hang on, let me come back and show you this. So let's draw his other leg here, kind of at an angle because he's at a big strong pose. Like that, same thing, we're going to cut it off, draw the puffies, and then draw this in like that like this, and the heel. Okay, so I drew the same thing here. So now I'm going to try to draw the same thing, showing it to you sideways and straight at you in perspective. So I'm going to draw this line here. It's the top of his foot down to the toe. It's the top of his foot down to the toe. So that line is that line. And I'm going to draw his toe up to his heel. Same thing. So toe, foot, heel. Toe, foot, heel. And that's pretty much his shoes, right? So that'll take care of that. So I'm going to come back now and add a few little details with the Sharpie. And so I'm going to draw, he's got straps holding his shoes on, because again, he had to make these a long time ago, and that's how he's holding it all together, with just straps. I'm just kind of making it thicker. I guess I could have come back with the fat Sharpie and done that. I'm going to do that actually. Let's save some time. Fat Sharpie. that Sharpie, because here I was doubling it up, and here I can just do it with one hit. There's no reason to try and make it thicker, right? Okay, and he's got some leggings over here, and oh, a little bit of what's it called? Of material there. So now we're gonna just draw like it's strapped. Just different pieces, and you just draw them wherever you want, because it's basically just wrappings. Okay, we'll do one more there, and that'll look like a wrapping there. Okay, so again, I want to draw his little stitching that he had right there, just to hold that together, like that. And his gloves, he's got, again, more wrapping, so we're gonna make gloves, wrap across, just a few times, just to show that it's wrapping. Same thing here, it's around his fingers, so we're gonna do that. Okay, that'll look like that's all wrapped. And he's got the same thing on his forearms. He's got wrappings. Because he's got his leather straps all wrapped up, holding his clothes together. And let's add the details of the little bear slash saber tooth, because I'm not too sure what it is. And it's got a scar across its eye like that. And it's got nose like that. I'm going to draw some more details in his fur. All right, just to give it more of a style and look. You see, I just added what I like, just to give it some style. And I'm going to darken that up just to make it stand out more. See, I had that thin line and that thin line, but now that stands out more because I added a thicker line to make it look better. And so same thing, I'm just going to add a few more little details here. And you do what you want. You may not want to do this, you may be done. But I want to do it just to make it stand out just a little bit more. Puffies, that's what I call them. Let's draw some more puffies, just to make it stand out and unique. Same thing here, just a few more. And let's see, any more I want to do? I did those. Let's do that. I think that's pretty good. I think that is Jaeger. So here is my colored version. You could do it however you like. I just thought I'd show you how I decided to color it. If you'd like to color it like this, you can always pause the video here and use the coloring techniques that I used, or you can just make it your own. Remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures of how I draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button to be updated about each new video.